Welcome everyone to our Wednesday night opportunity call. It's great to see you all on. I'm presenting tonight with Ian. We're just going to tell you a little bit about what X39 and LifeWave is about, and yeah, I'll let Ian introduce himself, and then we'll get started.
Well, thanks, Emma. Well, it's a pleasure to have everybody here tonight. This is my first time actually presenting anything about the opportunity in the company. So, but a little bit about my background, real briefly. I was in financial services practice for about 18 years. Moved the family over to the other side of the world, to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, for 8 years. I had an art gallery. I've moved back to Australia. I have a fitness center for the last 7 years. So I've had a bit of a diverse background of business. And actually, I had early my experience into coming into the company was I actually had an accident early in the year where I took a bit of a tumble and sheared the tendons off my rotator cuff. And I had surgery, and we're at a recovery center where a gentleman gave me some patches to tell and told me all about them. And he didn't really probably explain it as well I would have liked, and he gave me some to try. I sat him by my bed for about three weeks, and eventually I actually threw him in the bin. I'm just being candid right up front because I thought there might have been something on them. I've since learned, obviously, there's not, and had amazing results since coming in. Really excited about being part of the company now. The opportunity, and what it's done for me physically, some of my friends and family, just incredible. So really pleased to be sharing that tonight with you.
Amazing. Thanks, Ian. It's great to have you here. All right, let's share screen and we shall get started. I will just get a quick thumbs up. Can everyone see that? Yep, beautiful. Awesome. So, have you been patched yet? Our X39 stem cell patch helps elevate, activate, and regenerate our stem cells.
So essentially, what happens with your stem cells as you get older, they become dormant. And so, when you're younger, they're all active, you heal, you repair more quickly. By the time you're in your 30s, you've lost about half of them. You start with about 100 million, and then you've lost about half of them by the time you're 30. Then by the time you're 60, they're almost not active.
That's exactly right. And as we age, stem cells decline. And as you can see here, we start in nappies and we finish in nappies. And that is because the stem cells in our body over time decline. And this product, X39, actually activates our stem cells. So it's a completely natural product that works with your body at a cellular level to activate your body's dormant stem cells. So we're not entering anything new into the body. We're not getting a stem cell injection. This is just waking up our dormant stem cells.
So the X39s were developed by a scientist by the name of David Smith, and he's got over 180 patents, scientist inventor, and he basically specializes in age reversing. But his background was he actually was working with the US military, and he was working with the guys that go out on the mini subs and looking to improve their survivability. Basically, like I said, he does have a scientific background, and the recent patent took over 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to the market.
That's absolutely right. That one's the X39. So X39 is a patented technology, meaning that no one else can duplicate this. This is, I think we've got a certain amount of years. I believe it's 10. Tess, if you can correct me if I'm wrong on that one, left on this patent until, yeah, it runs out.
So it's totally unique. There's nothing else like it out there, like the X39, and it is proven to improve your cellular health and vitality. This is coming back to my reluctance initially because I didn't understand that it's safe and non-transdermal, meaning that you're actually not bringing anything into the body. It's extremely affordable, and as Emma just said, well, it's patented technology.
Amazing. So how do we wear X39? As you can see in the figures on the right side of the screen, you can place X39 either on your C7 at the back of your neck or below your belly button. These are only where the clinical studies have been done. You can actually stick X39 wherever it hurts. We just say stick the patch where it hurts or stick it wherever. There are multiple different protocols on where you can place the X39, but if you just want to keep it simple, these two placements are a great place to start. So you wear your patch for 12 hours on during the day, and then you take it off at night, and you have 12 hours to repair and rejuvenate. Throw the patch away, place a new one on in the morning. So let's say when you brush your teeth, pop a patch on, and then when you brush your teeth at night, take your patch off and repeat. And make sure you drink plenty of water, because this is working at a cellular level. So you want to make sure that you are flushing out all those toxins in your body.
So how do they work? They essentially work on light, and it's reflection of your own light. If you think about, we've probably a lot of us have seen images of night vision, where you're looking at heat or infrared coming off an animal or a human being. So these actually reflect our own light. So the little patches are infused with a nanocrystal that reflect our own light back. And there's no drugs or chemicals or stimulants. It's non-invasive, and effectively it raises a copper peptide in the body, which has huge benefits. Well, I'm sure we'll go in a little bit further in a moment.
Yeah, amazing. And I'll just add there, LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. So the benefits of X39, what can this do for you? It increases strength, reduces inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity, restored muscle and skeletal conditions, improvement of sleep, improvement in skin appearance. And again, LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure any medical condition.
So the long-term results, essentially within the first few days, the patches, they reset over 4,000 of your genes. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. And within 3 months, your body's producing more collagen. And within 6 months, they're saying it's actually reverses your heart age. So David said it's not anti-aging, it's age reversal.
It certainly is. Certainly is. So this one here, we've got the results of a topography map on a 77-year-old patient, a woman in particular, sorry. So she placed the X39 in the back of her neck. As you can see in session 1 on the left side of the screen, there's quite a lot of inflammation in the brain, lack of brain coherence. By session 2, which is 3 weeks on X39, there's no more inflammation. You can see the red's gone to blue, and she's got improved brain coherence. By session 3, which is 6 weeks on X39, complete turnaround and way better brain coherence. So that's pretty incredible results there. Now I will just quickly, so X39 is sophisticated yet simple to explain. And the best thing about X39 is it is absolutely incredible. I'll share a little bit about my testimony, and then I'm going to stop share and introduce someone else in. So for me personally, what has X39 done for me? As a 24-year-old woman, X39 is incredible. This isn't just for 8 years old or 88 years old. It's for anyone in between. It's for anyone who has stem cells, and we all do. And for me as a 24-year-old woman, about 11 months ago, August last year, I tore the meniscus in my knee running, and I couldn't walk. I was basically bedridden, and I was very, very sad about it, because running is my absolute heart. I love it. And all the doctors and the physios and the scans and everything said it would be a 12-week turnaround for me to be back running again. And I started patching with X39, and within 3 weeks, I was back bouncing around like a jelly bean, running marathons, training for everything, back in the gym. Yeah, it was quite incredible to see how fast the recovery turned around, and my physio was definitely blown away by that one. But that was only the start. As I have gone on and consistently worn X39, I have seen scarring from cystic acne completely disappear. I've seen my strength and performance in the gym, recovery turning around a lot quicker than it was. Yeah, just there's quite a few things. As a female with periods, I have noticed that period pain has reduced. There is so many incredible things that I'm finding out, and more as time goes on, patching consistently. So it's pretty incredible. I'll now introduce Jodie, if you would like to unmute and share your testimony.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Jodie, and I'm almost 53. I've just made some notes so I wouldn't actually forget anything. So about 25 years ago, I got mammalian food allergy. So that's like a meat allergy you get from ticks. And since then, my life's never been the same. And I also had food poisoning about around the same time, and it just completely changed my life. And about 5 years ago, I started into perimenopause and probably now into menopause. And since I started using the patches in mid-September 2024. And since I've been using the patches, I've had deeper sleep, longer, better sleep. I probably sleep 9 hours, which I haven't slept probably 9 hours since I was a teenager. So that's pretty impressive. And if I wake up, I go straight back to sleep. If I have to go to the bathroom, I go straight back to sleep, which is, if you're in perimenopause and menopause, that often doesn't happen. Once you wake up, you can't go back to sleep. And I suffered from a lot of hot flushes. And my anxiety went through the roof. And when I started using the patches, it just made me calmer. And we have a little bit of a joke in our house about Jodie's got her sense of humor. So when I'm wearing the patches, I have my sense of humor back. So it's nice to have that back, because I kind of lost that for a while. And other people, the fact that other people notice that too, notice that I'm just calmer and happier. So that goes a long way. And I have more energy. I feel more motivated. So I get more done, and my hair's growing, and it stopped growing since perimenopause. It stopped growing. My nails stopped growing, very slowly, and everything felt brittle. So now my hair's growing for the first time in years. My nails are growing back, and they're feeling stronger. And I had sciatica for years, and a couple of months ago, my hip went, and I thought, okay, I might have to have a paracetamol. I thought I forgot to put the patch on. So I put the patch on, and with half an hour of putting the E on the area and the X39 that I had on, most of the pain was gone. Half the pain was probably gone within half an hour, which has never happened, because normally I'm crippled for a couple of days after sciatica. So, and within probably an hour or a couple of hours, all the pain was gone. So that's pretty incredible. And a lot of the aches and pains that come with perimenopause, I don't feel anymore. And old injuries have started to heal and have healed. So it's been incredible for me. It's hard to imagine a little patch has got so much power. So I'm going to keep patching, and I'm going to see myself I know I'm going to keep healing and get better. So it's really important that I share this with others now, because it's kind of hard to believe there's so much, so incredible. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
That is unreal. Amazing, Jodie. Thank you so much for sharing your testimony tonight. That's so incredible. This product is just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
So I will just quickly reshare my screen, and I will show you a couple of more visual testimonies here if you guys want to have a look. There's quite a few here if you want to take a screenshot. This is just, you can see in the first photo up in the top left corner, this guy has had an accident, and over 7 weeks, you can see what X39 has done for him in such a short time. And as you can see in all of these photos, they're quite incredible results after just a couple of weeks in patching. And also this second one is animals. You can also patch your animals. As you can see in this photo of the horse at the top, you can see there's quite a lot of inflammation in the horse's body. And then after patching with X39, you can see the inflammation has reduced quite significantly, which is incredible. Alrighty, moving on. So this is at info.com. This link, if you would like to write it down, take a screenshot, this is somewhere you can look after this Zoom call and have a look into the clinical studies, the clinical trials, the research, anything of the founder, anything you want to know about X39 is in here. There's testimonies, there's, yeah, if you want to do a deep dive, this is where you want to go.
So I'm going to let you take that one too, Emma.
No worries, that's all good. So how much does X39 cost? So as you can see here, there's 3 packs that you can choose from: the core, the advanced, or the premium. In the core pack, you can get 3 sleeves, which is 3 months worth. 1 sleeve is 30 days worth of patches. In the advanced, you get 6, and in the premium, you get 20. So in the first one, it's $295 USD, which is about 530 Aussie dollars, 540 maybe with the dollar conversion at the moment, and it works out at about $6 a day, which is about a cup of coffee a day. A cup of coffee a day for your health is pretty incredible, I think.
I think this is, what's important to you in your life. Just jumping back in, you mentioned a moment ago, Emma, you said about unbelievable. A lot of people say that, and I actually had that same thought when I heard people's testimonies before. I thought, how can this little patch do this? And I also experienced a lot of the other things, the increase in energy within a week, my energy, better mental clarity. Having back to my injury of my rotator cuff, it came on amazingly quickly. But I like the fact that it's helping with a natural way to help your health, but there is also an opportunity with the business for anyone that wants to get involved. So I think you just have to ask yourself, what's important in your life?
Yep. Amazing. So yeah, as Ian just mentioned, there is an opportunity here with the business, and I'll tell you guys a little bit about the company. We won't go too much into the business side. If you wish to know about the business side of LifeWave, then feel free to circle back to who introduced you to tonight's opportunity call, and they can share a little bit more in a deeper dive. So LifeWave's company growth, it's a 20-year-old company. We went from 20 million in 2021 to 320 million in 2022, and then 430 million in 2023. The reason it significantly jumped from 2021 to 2022 is because that's when X39 was introduced. 20 years ago, when the company started, the first patches that came out was the Energy Enhancer patch. And LifeWave does have quite a few support patches, but our main mothership patch and the most incredible one yet is definitely X39. And you can see by the company's growth how incredible it is. In 2024, we hit 600 million, and that was the biggest growth year yet, but we are predicting 1 billion sales this year, which is unreal. We're open in over 75 countries, and this is definitely not a Me Too product like most companies. This isn't your next weight loss shake. This isn't your next skincare product. That's not a supplement. It's a completely holistic, completely natural, patented stem cell technology. Where else can you get this? You can't. It's unreal. So this is just a couple of photos about the company if you wish to have a look through. Yeah, it's honestly such a beautiful company. I know almost everyone in these photos, and everyone is so down to earth and beautiful, and they are such lovely humans to work with. Did you want me to take this one too, Ian?
Okay, so look, it's without going too much into the details of the compensation plan, it's really easy. You just got 2 teams, one on your left, one on your right. It's a simple matter of just sharing and just building a couple of teams, helping other people to build a business is something that I like doing. And as I said, I think it's just a tremendous opportunity because of the uniqueness of this particular product.
Yep, that's absolutely correct. I won't go too much into what the compensation plan is. As I said, I would circle back to who introduced you to explain this further if it is something that interests you. But there are multiple ways that you can earn income, one being what we just showed you here, building a team, and then you've got matching bonuses and so on down the line. If you wish to know a little bit about the business side of things, jump onto thisisitteam.com and you can have a dive through on what it looks like to build a business with LifeWave. And that's it. It was so incredible to spend this evening with you guys and share what an incredible company and product X39 and LifeWave is. And yeah, I'm happy to open up, because we did that one quite quickly, to a quick 5-minute question and answer. If anyone has any questions, just unmute yourself and ask away. I'd be happy to answer them. And if not, then we'll stop. Awesome. Well,
we've done such an incredible job, Emma.
We have.
There's no questions.
We've covered everything.
We've covered everything.
I just want to say congratulations, both of you, for doing such a good job. That was great. It's always scary when you do it on your first time as well. And Ian, so yeah, well done to you. All kudos to you. Just goes to show everybody here, you can all do this by simply reading some slides and sharing it with people. It's really not hard, and getting somebody who's patched to give their testimony. So yeah, it's very simple, and I just encourage each one of you to do that as you do share this incredible opportunity that has changed so many lives, not only for health but for wealth in our nation and many around the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will just quickly share. Sorry, yeah, Chris, you go.
I was just going to make the comment. Someone mentioned rotator cuff, and Mario, when I was just on a social look, and I saw stem cells in a post, and a client of mine has been working in the stem cell industry for 15 years. So I looked at who was putting the post up, and it was Mario, who I've known for 15 years and haven't seen for 7, because he took off and did a whole lot of things. And but so we've come on, we're early days, we're only 6 weeks in. But one of the people that's come in with me, when I'd meet him anywhere, I had to be careful shaking his hand because he had a rotator cuff problem in his right shoulder. And I was on a Zoom with him while I was away last week. And when I came on, he went like this.
Wow.
Wow.
I'd like to say the same thing. Like, I completely detached 2 tendons off my rotator cuff, what's called the supraspinatus and infraspinatus tendons, tore my bicep. That was the 3rd of January.
Wow.
And my physio can't believe how quickly I came on either. So it's really amazing. And I think the thing about, we've heard about stem cells, about how a lot of the times how, you know, the PRP, they take them out and they inject it into your joint. I believe there's only like a 30% success rate there. Here you're activating the dormant stem cells in your body, you know. So it's just it's a simple technology. It works. It absolutely works.
Certainly does. It's incredible. There's nothing like it out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well done, Ian, Emma. You guys
Can
are
I ask
amazing.
a question? Sorry, I'm off camera because I'm not very well tonight. But question to Emma, and yeah, thank you for your presentation. As a 24-year-old who had a knee injury, how did you come across this product? Was it to treat the injury, or was it as a business opportunity?
That's a great question, Lauren. So a bit of both. So mum, Tessa Tremain is my mum. Do you want to give everyone a wave there? If you don't know Tessa, Tessa's my mum, if you can't see from the last names on the screen. Mum's been in the business. She was introduced by Mario, actually, 2.5 years ago. And so I've known about LifeWave since Christmas of 2022, but I did nothing with it. And I knew that it was an incredible business opportunity by seeing the growth that happened with Mum and anyone in her team that I knew. So I knew that there was something there, and there was always this little niggle in my head about it. But it wasn't actually until I tore the meniscus in my knee that I started patching consistently and actually saw the spark in it, because I thought before that, I'm young, I'm healthy, I don't need this. I also wasn't focused on or in the mindset of starting a business. I was working in the mines, driving dump trucks. I was working night shift. I was not thinking straight. I was basically a walking zombie at the time because I was working night shift. So it wasn't until August last year when Mum actually took me on one of the LifeWave incentives and I had torn my meniscus. I met one of the doctors in the team. They gave me the protocol to patch on my knee. I was healed within 3 weeks, and I met a couple of millennials on the incentive trip. that are in the LifeWave company, and they were earning incredible figures that blew my mind. And I thought, if you were doing this, why can't I do this? So I quit my job and started with LifeWave. But I don't recommend anyone quit their job and start with LifeWave. Do it alongside something. I did. I got out of the mines to focus on this, and I got another job part-time whilst I was building this business. And I will say that it has been a wavy 11 months. This doesn't just happen overnight. I have put in hard work. I have had ups and downs. I've told Mum I was going to quit multiple times. I told her I was going to throw in the bag. But a couple of weeks ago, I hit my first paycheck that blew my mind as a 24-year-old. And I knew all the efforts that I've put in has been worth it.
Excellent. Thanks for your honesty. That's a great story.
That's all right. No worries. Thanks for asking the question.
You know, I'm still really new to this, by the way, guys. Like I had this accident with my shoulder on the 3rd of January this year, and it was only probably when did I get started? It was probably around April. It was a blue bit.
Wasn't long ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was about that. So I went to a recovery center where I was having like cryo and ice baths, sauna, etc. And that's where I initially met
Jade.
Tessa and Emma, and initially Jade. And as I said, I didn't really understand the concept to start with. And it was only weeks later when I met you guys that I decided to give it a go. But look, I'm 61 years old, by the way. So for my rotator cuff to have healed so quickly, I think is pretty amazing, you know.
Yep.
So but it's the energy, and I have a bunch of my friends. Like I had a gentleman who comes into my fitness center, and he told me he just did 22 hours of driving over 2 days, and he said he came back and he said, I think you got to tell the long distance truck drivers to be on these patches. He said, I can't believe how much energy. I feel fantastic after 2 days of driving. And I went to the US about a month ago, no jet lag, none whatsoever. It's quite amazing. And you hear these stories from other people until you actually experience it yourself. You're going to have some little doubt in there. I know I did. I don't doubt anymore. That's why I want to get involved.
Actually, that's really good, the jet lag thing, Ian. I personally, I can't say I was allergic to planes, but I couldn't get on an airplane without vomiting, whether I was a 5-year-old child or an 11-year-old child. When I took Emma and Tom to Hong Kong in, I don't know, in 2011, I spent the entire time vomiting. I had issues with planes. Planes and Tessa did not get on. And then LifeWave came along. And since I've been in LifeWave, I must have been to 10 countries in 2 years and many, many flights in between. And I haven't once vomited. So that in itself is something that I haven't actually thought of as a testimony. But when you said that, I thought, you know, it really has. It's changed my life and my ability to be able to do things and things that you don't actually feel happening or changing in your body. But obviously it did something with my inner balance.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that trip I had to the US about a month ago. I was 14-hour flight up at 4:30 in the morning, 14-hour flight, got to Los Angeles. I had 3 hours in peak hour traffic driving down to Orange County. I was up all day, went out with some friends that night. I was up for about 2 days, got up the next day like nothing. And I went, that's never happened in the past. I would have been a zombie. So.
Absolutely, guys. So look, it doesn't matter whether you're brand new tonight, whether you've been in 1 day, 1 week, 1 year, or 2 years. I know Mario and I have been in 2.5 years, Mario, Melanie and I, 2.5 years. And that's it. You know, we have about 10,000 people in Australia doing LifeWave. That's not many. There's 25 million last time I counted. And there's a lot of people that have not been patched or don't even know about it. Now, on this 1 hour call tonight, you've heard of all these amazing testimonies. So how many people do you know that either want to get well or want to get wealth? And yes, we didn't go much into the marketing plan tonight, but go back to the person who invited you, have a deeper dive, because this is life-changing. Thanks, everybody. And I hope you have a great night. Thank you, Emma and Ian, for an incredible presentation and your beautiful shares.
Thanks,
and
everyone.
Jodie,
Thanks, Ian.
Jodie,
Thank you.
amazing.
And Jodie,
Time.
thank you so much.
See you guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.